What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we have Bitcoin setting at $60,700, and we have the stock market showing a little signs of weakness here on the SPY and the Qs that are down today. And of course, we had this news come out yesterday. The jobs numbers were revised down 818,000 fewer jobs than reported earlier. So today I want to discuss what that means for the stock markets and the potential for Bitcoin and crypto to see a massive rally coming in. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get into it, guys. All right, so first off, let's talk about these job numbers that came out yesterday. When this data came out, the markets didn't really freak out too much. They just kind of held steady. So why are we seeing the market sell off now? We'll get more into that here in just a moment. But we have this news coming out this week that gold bar is now worth $1 million for the first time. And gold hit that $2,500 per ounce this week. So gold has been looking really strong, and as you can see here on the chart, we are selling off a little bit today, but gold has been looking very strong here recently, and this is good for the metals, including silver. Silver setting at $29 and finding a little strength here. And one thing I wanted to point out on this chart, guys, uh, that we have broken this downward sloping trend and now we are moving upwards. So we will look for silver to find support here, possibly pull back a little more depending on what happens in the markets. But it looks like silver is doing very well and offering a really good return here over the past few days. And one other thing I wanted to point out is we do have this previous low back here in April, and we did put in a higher low. So that is looking very positive for silver. Also, copper looks like it has found a base and is forming some support now here around the 618 on this big run that we had on copper earlier this year. So it looks like copper could be moving up as well. And of course, that will be good for the miners. So let's discuss what is going on in the market. We'll go back to the SPY. And one thing I wanted to point out here is ever since we sold off and had that flash crash a couple weeks ago, um, the markets have basically done a V-shaped recovery. And we basically actually just went and closed this last gap up here as we thought that may happen. And now we are seeing some signs of weakness. There is the potential that we go back and fill some of these previous gaps that were left on the way up over the past couple of weeks. I think that is the most likely scenario from here over the next couple of days. As an investor, I really wouldn't be worried about anything. I still think the markets go higher. As a trader, um, some day traders may be looking to short this back down to this level, but it is difficult to short a bull market, so that is something to keep in mind. Um, for the Qs, also falling a little bit today here. We still have that gap up higher, depending on what happens with the rest of the stock market. Uh, this gap may not get closed this time. What we may see is a bit of a pullback before moving up to fill that gap. I think that is a possibility. Of course, a lot of this market is led by these big tech stocks, and so if they decide to continue to rally well, um, then that gap could get closed, and we have still have some earnings coming out, so that will be something to keep an eye on, as well as the Fed Powell speech tomorrow at Jackson Hole. All the eyes will be on that this week. I think that will be the key to these markets. If he comes out uh, and says something that doesn't sound so great, I could see that the markets may want to potentially sell off here a little bit. But yeah, really, we just think that we're probably waiting on those rate cuts coming in September. Another market to keep an eye on is the HSI, the Chinese market. This is the weekly chart, and I've been talking about this here on this channel since we found this reversal here uh, off the bottom that we saw back here in January. Of course, there was a lower low. And again, this is weekly, and that was back in 2022. So we have a higher low, and now we are just setting in a series of higher lows. I think that this market does a lot better over the next couple of years. We know that China is stimulating um, its economy and buying up real estate. So that should be good for this market as well. So just another option, something some investors may want to look at. I would say over the long term, I wouldn't want to necessarily invest in a market like this, but for the short to intermediate term, I think this is a very good option. So let's discuss what is going on with Bitcoin and crypto and some of these stocks that are about to see massive moves in the coming weeks and months ahead. All right, so first off, I want to start out here with the dollar, the DXY sitting at 101.49, basically 101.50. And we have seen the dollar sell off here the past few days, and this is typically good for risk on assets. And basically, if you look at this, we have not been this low since December of last year, and that was right when that sell-off had occurred, is when the Bitcoin and crypto rally started. Um, and that led into those big runs that we saw last year. And I think that we probably are in the final weeks before we see big upside for several stocks, including small cap stocks and crypto. Um, the stock pick of the week that I have been looking at here is Bitdeer Technology. This is a Bitcoin miner, and the reason I really like this stock is we do have this downward sloping trend line, and you can see here that we are piercing through that, and we know that if we can hold this area and start putting in some candles to the upside here, well, this stock can run really fast. We'll just take a little measurement here. The last time this ran down here from these lows, up to the top was a 144% move. Um, and of course, these kind of come in cycles, and we know that typically the fourth quarter of the year is positive for crypto. And so as Bitcoin and crypto go up, well, you'll see these crypto miners do well as well. I do think that Bitcoin is going much higher, but we will discuss that more in a minute. But nevertheless, I just wanted to point out this stock because I thought this was a great entry on this stock. And another stock to keep an eye on is Mara, another Bitcoin miner, sitting at $17.09. Very similar pattern. I don't have the line on this here, but you can see it's very similar. So I do suspect that Mara will go up somewhere to at least in this zone potentially here over the coming months. Um, of course, it could be higher. It could break these previous peaks here. If we zoom out on this chart, and we look at the bigger picture overall, you will see that this stock back in 2021 had a very massive move before seeing that blow off top up around $80. Um, so I do think that some of these other levels here could be hit for Mara. Plus, Mara, as also I just saw today, was one of the most researched stocks uh, in the last recent couple of weeks. So that's just something to keep in mind when people start looking at things like these. If you're interested in buying stocks, commodities, or crypto, you can do so with Robinhood. Robinhood offers a 1% boost and 8 times the national savings rate. Plus, they allow you to begin building your portfolio with just as little as $1. They allow you to buy stocks, options, ETFs, and trade commission free. If you're interested, there is a link down below in the description. Yes, it is a referral link, and I do appreciate it. Um, they also offer crypto such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and gold as well. So, something to keep in mind. What I like about Robinhood is that they allow you to buy fractional shares. So, say you want to buy a stock and it's like $500. Well, you can buy a fraction of that stock with the money you have. All right, guys, let's get into Bitcoin and crypto and discuss what is going on. So we have Bitcoin back above $61,000 as ETF record fifth straight day of inflows. So we know that these ETFs, whenever they start buying, you will see the price of Bitcoin go up. The Bitcoin ETFs or the largest ETFs ever launched. And Crypto Crib posted this here over on X. He said on August 21st, BTC spot ETFs saw net inflows of 39 million, while ETH spot ETFs recorded 18 million in net inflows. So that is good, and that is what happens whenever a lot of people have been talking about how boring it's been in crypto recently, and this is really my first cycle following every day. But yeah, it is boring out there. But what these markets like to do and these big institutions is they uh, do want to make money off the retail investor, and they have a way of kind of controlling the markets potentially to just make a lot of people get fearful, sell out. And we know the best time to be buying is whenever there's fear. We have not seen this much fear since Bitcoin was down below 20K. So that is something to keep in mind. Um, I do think these markets will go much higher. Let's go back to the Bitcoin price chart just to discuss what may happen here. As mentioned, we have been ranging in this range here for several months, and we did have that flash crash where we came down to 51,500, somewhere around there, I believe. Uh, so, yeah, we did see that. And we can just zoom in. Actually, it was a little bit lower than that. It was down to 49,100 just briefly, but nevertheless, I do think as long as this range continues to hold that and we can get back above that 62,000, well, we uh, will probably be going up to that $67,500 level. Right now, I don't know. We're just kind of ranging sideways here. We had this little triangle pattern. We broke out to the upside. So we think this move is going up next. Can we go lower? Yes, of course. We have a couple areas down below, and there is the potential for that. But I think that we will probably see a bottom here in the coming weeks. Um, and if anything, I think worst case scenario now is this wick here is a symbol of inefficiency. And so sometimes you get these big wicks in crypto, the big volatility. That's why a lot of people are afraid of Bitcoin and crypto is just because they hear about how volatile it is. Nevertheless, a lot of times these wicks get filled at least 50% back. So maybe we do see one final quick wick down before we take off. I think that is possible. However, I think the more likely outcome is we continue to move to the upside. Excuse me, guys. So I wanted to bring this chart up posted by AO over on X. And this is the global liquidity cycle as well as the chart of the bull runs here for Bitcoin or the price of Bitcoin. And he posted Bitcoin bull run begins. It's simple. BTC rises when global liquidity rises. And so you can see that the global liquidity bottomed out in 2022 and has been rising. And we have this recent uptick here that we've seen here in the past couple of weeks. And some of this is related to some of the bond buyback programs that are happening, as well as other stimulus in other parts of the world. Plus, we know that we have rate cuts. We have rate cuts coming for the U.S. most likely, and we have rate cuts in several other countries. So that is a form of quantitative easing. And so whenever you see that and you see this global liquidity going up, that is when these risk on assets really start to run. And so that's good for small cap stocks as well as crypto and things such as Ethereum. Ethereum sitting at 25.93. Just kind of holding sideways here. This is a weekly chart of Ethereum. Bitcoin, we were looking at the daily, but one thing I want to point out is we are starting to get that golden cross for Ethereum, which means that any day now we should see Ethereum begin to rise. Same thing on the Solana chart that is now currently sitting at 142. We have that incoming potential golden cross, which should happen here in the next couple of days or week for Solana. I think whenever you see this happen, this time you are going to start to see these cryptos really start to rise. And we also have AVEX. This is the chart that is on the thumbnail of this video, sitting at 2462. And one thing I wanted to point out on this chart, well, a couple things is, first off, we had this downward sloping trend. We mentioned that if we broke that trend, that we should see a run up with possible retest, and we got that retest. However, it was a second low or lower low than the previous here. So that did have people concerned, especially with that flash crash and the way the market sold off so quickly. Is the carry trade over? I don't think so. I do think there's probably still more to go on it. However, I don't think we are going to see any more probably with that for a while. From all my research, it seems like the majority of it has happened. Um, so, it's something to keep in mind, but nevertheless, I think that this bull market for the stock market and crypto continues probably for the next 6 to 12 to possibly 18 months. And I think that's where you will see these altcoins really rally. And it's the crypto time that everyone talks about, where you see these 3, 4, 5, 10x's. I think that is coming. Uh, and this is probably the very last chance you have to get in as a spot position. If you wanted to get in on something like this, um, these types of coins I don't uh, want to hold. I will be taking profit when they go to the top because you can make a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money, and you don't want to make a lot of money on paper and then lose it all. So just understand that eventually what goes up must come down. But nevertheless, if you look at this here, we have basically just formed now uh, a higher low for almost all these altcoin charts look the same. And if we zoom back in here, we had another downward sloping trend over the past couple of weeks since that peak in July. And we broke out, we come down, we have retested, and we are holding this level, which we know is an important zone. This level here has acted as resistance and has turned into support. So I think this is the last chance you will see to get these altcoins at these lows for this cycle. If you're interested in buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, AVAX, and many more, you can do so with iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and 24/7 in a low cost, no monthly fee, tax advantage IRA. If you're interested, there is a link down in the description below. I use iTrust, and what I like about iTrust is they actually have people that you can call and talk to when setting up your account. So, it's not just automated. You can call and talk to people. Plus, they have over 5,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google. I think iTrust is a great way to gain exposure to the crypto market, and they allow you to roll over a portion or all of your 401k or IRA with iTrust. All right, guys, don't forget to follow me over on X at Mind of Financier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can follow me there as well. But yeah, over here on X is I post anything that I see that has to do with the markets, including stocks, commodities, and crypto. All right, guys, it is Thursday. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, if you found value in this video, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And of course, you can drop a comment down below if there's something you want me to take a look at. I will do that. But yeah, Friday is right around the corner. The weekend is almost here, so I hope you all have a great day. Until next time, guys, take care, be legendary, and peace out.